She's 17 years old, and for the purposes of this story, we will call her Njoki. She's halfway through a 3-year sentence at the Kirigiti Girls Rehabilitation School in Kiambu, one of 2 such facilities for girls in the country. She's serving time for stabbing her sister.
Mimi sikuwa najua ananichapa juu ya nini. Alinichapa juu nilikuwa nimevaa viatu. Na mimi nikachukua hapo kisu nikamdunga.
Njoki's story represents the predicament facing many children who have been forced into crime by a society too cruel for their young minds to cope with. They ultimately land in this school that hosts girls convicted of serious crimes that range from drug peddling, stabbings, prostitution, and even murder.
We also receive girls who are in need of care and protection, and they come from all over Kenya.
Njoki was 15 when, in a moment of rage, she grabbed a kitchen knife and stabbed her sister as the 2 quarreled. Her woes had started earlier when her father died. Her life then came tumbling as she dropped out of school in Standard 6 and turned to prostitution, alcohol, and marijuana abuse.
Mimi nilikuwa naitisha do. Kama 500 hapo na zao na regret. Ingekuwa babangu wako huku, hata singekuwa huku, hata singefanya hivyo.
After stabbing her sister, she was arrested and ordered to serve a maximum of 3 years here, as provided by the Children's Act. She is now struggling to put the past behind her, even as she ponders the moment that saw her sent to this school.
Nasikianga kumchopa tena juu huwa na nini, anatesa mamangu.
But she's well aware that she will not be under the protection of the Act forever and has to turn her life around. Some have fallen into their old ways as soon as they leave the school.
Hapa nimesaidika sana. Juu ningekuwa raia, sasa ningekuwa nimekufa ama ningepata mimi.
Many like Njoki are victims of broken homes who quickly fell into bad company. For this 15-year-old, the conditions that led to her arrest are nothing a child should have to go through. At 13, she and her mother were forced to move out of the home they shared with her stepfather.
Wanarudiana, tena kirudi anampiga. Sasa hiyo na mimi huko nje ndo nikaanza kuona mambo mengi. Juu nalala nje naona wasichana wengine.
For months, they lived out on the streets before they saved enough money to travel to Mombasa, where they hoped to start life anew. But her mother was soon taken ill and she could no longer fend for her only child.
Hapo ndo penye nilianzanga nalala nje na natumia mwili yangu ndo nipate pesa. Na mtu ananipea 200, hiyo 200 nachukua, alafu ndo angalau namlia hata chakula, alafu nampelekea hospitali.
At 13, she had done it all.
Nikapatananga na marafiki wale wabaya wale. Tukaanzanga kuishi nao, walikuwa wanauzanga bangi. Nikaenda nao Mombasa, nikitumia transist. Siku analipanga gari. Kutoka hapo hivyo, nikaenda Kampala, wakinitumia kwa barabara.
Looking back, she says her arrest was a blessing in disguise.
Nilikuja kukaa baadaye ndo nikaanza kuregret. Nikiwa remand juu ugonjwa ilikuja ikanilipukia huku.
Ugonjwa gani?
Ugonjwa ya STIs.
They don't come here because they want to.
She has been at the school for a year now, but despite starting her journey to transformation, she, like many girls here, dreads the day she will be released.
Mimi nikitoka hapa, hata sina mahali pa kuenda kwa sababu kwa babangu na siwezi enda. Hiyo ndo yenye huwa najiuliza sana ndaenda wapi. Juu pia nyumbani walikuwa wananichukia kwa sababu ya tabia zangu.
One of the things they fear is stigma. They go back home, their friends are like, oh, hata huyu alifunguliwa juzi.
A similar predicament faces boys who are rehabilitated in 7 such institutions across the country. Damari Store, a volunteer at the school, proposes the introduction of halfway homes to help them integrate back into the society and avoid becoming repeat offenders. About 400 girls go through the 2 rehabilitation centers each year.
And they live here with skills. They learn dancing and all that. But when they leave again, there's nowhere to ever go and practice these things. One is they are considered as criminals. and so no one wants to take them back. Their own parents wish they can continue staying here. What other option do they have? Back to the streets.
I think a lot of sensitization needs to be done, especially in the communities.
This 15-year-old girl from Bungoma has always dreamt of being a doctor, but that dream appears too far from her reach.
Hata kuwa na uwezo, kwa sababu ukiangalia hapa kitu kama nikimpigia simu, mam, tunahitajika pesa ya kiatu, anitumii pesa, ananiambia ana. Nikimwambia pesa ya box, ananiambia ana. Sasa mimi hujifeel kama ambaye Mungu asikiangi maombi, juu mimi huomba. Naomba Mungu tu anisaidie hata siku moja tu.
It is cruelly ironic that they so much long to go back home, but are scared of doing so. While Kirigiti Rehabilitation School teaches them to become good citizens, the omission that leads some back into crime is only too apparent.